Welcome to the Only Prop Pick Show, powered by the Bat X. I'm Jon Metler. He's Derek Carty. Game 5, World Series tonight. We are tied 2-2. And this series, everyone thought the Dodgers, well, most people thought the Dodgers would run away with it. Jays hanging tough. It honestly reminded me so much of the NBA Finals with the Thunder and the Pacers, where it's like, at some point, the Thunder will run away, and then we got a Game 7. I feel like it's trending that way. It feels like the Blue Jays are here to say they're even banged up. They don't have George Springer. Bichette can't run. And we're still tied 2-2 here. They chased Ohtani yesterday, get the win 6-2. Derek, how do you think the rest of this, like, where do you stand on this series? I keep looking at this, like, are the Jays gonna win the World Series? Like, that's what I keep laughing in my head about.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are the better team. I have no problem saying that, but the closer you get to a Game 7, the more variance can just swing it towards the team that's not as good. So yeah, the Jays hanging in here. If you're a Jays fan, you should be pretty excited, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought too when it was NBA Finals time. I'm like, the Thunder are way better than the Pacers, but that's over like 82 7-game series. As you get closer to all of a sudden it's tied at halftime of a Game 7, you're like, it's the advantage of time. It's the depth. It's all these pieces. Like if you're going into a Game 7 against the Dodgers and maybe it's tied after 4 innings, you're like, there's only like 2 Ohtani bats left. It's like that advantage is not quite what it was before, right? So like as it shrinks down, it's like this is a best of 3 now. It's like that gap with the Dodgers starts to shrink. And I always compare it to golf because I'm like, if I had to beat Tiger Woods in a head-to-head over 18 holes, I would get smashed. But if you broke it down to like if it was 1 10-foot putt, I might beat him. But if we have to play the entire hole, he's going to kill me. And then as we back it up further and further, he's going to kill me by more. So it's like as it shrinks down, your edge kind of disappears there. So good morning to the chat. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You have 3 plays today for Game 5 of the World Series here. Love it. So let's get right into it here. We're going to BetMGM for the first one. Boom, producer Mick all over it. Has it pulled up. And the price there, you're on Blake Snell under 6.5 strikeouts, even money. So once again, that's Blake Snell under 6.5 strikeouts, even money. Derek, you want to break this one down?
Yeah, the bat's projecting 5.8 here for Snell on about 95 pitches, which seems reasonable. He's been throwing, between 95, 100 or so in all of his games. But the thing that interests me the most here, well, first, we bet this in Game 1, and I think it was the exact same line. It was like 6.5, somewhere around even money, and it hit, which was nice. But now this is the first time all postseason that a team's going to be seeing him twice. So for one thing, that gives the hitters the advantage. For another thing, we don't know what the Dodgers are going to do here. They may shorten up his leash, even though they've been letting their guys go deep all postseason to, spare the familiarity effect with the bullpen. Well, if the familiarity effect is going to be there on Snell anyway, it's going to be interesting to see, okay, are they going to let him go 95, 100 pitches again? Or if he gets into a little bit of trouble, do they pull him early? I think that's definitely one way we could see this play out. And even if we don't, even if he throws the full 95 or 100 pitches, that's about what we're projecting him for anyway. This shows value because he's facing a Blue Jays team that doesn't strike out. It's the most strikeout reducing team, whatever the word would be, in baseball this year. So yeah, this one looks good to me.
I found it interesting. Typically when you cross on a World Series, there's not much like history between like batters and pitchers. But the Dodgers, they have like 2 of their starting pitchers here are former Rays, Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, who the Blue Jays have a pretty good book on, I would say, because they have faced them. I mean, a lot of the Blue Jays hitters are younger, but you just think from like a coaching staff organization, you'd feel like you'd probably have pretty good scouts on Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow. So I feel like that kind of plays into it here. I also feel like the Dodgers would probably be at this point now tied 2-2, Game 5, last home game, going to Toronto for 2. I feel like you would panic faster if your starting pitcher kind of gets in trouble because
for sure,
you go down 3-2 to Toronto for 2. You're kind of like, oh, this is looking way tougher. Where if you're the Jays, obviously both teams want to win, but like if you're the Jays, you're going home for 2. It's Blake Snell, it's their ace. Savage is a rookie, he's throwing good, but I feel like the Dodgers would panic faster than the Jays in this one. So get Blake Snell out of the game and then good to go. But so the first bet there is Blake Snell under 6.5 strikeouts, even money at BetMGM. Next one, we are going to ESPN bet. Another scary one, but this is a way different price than yesterday too. So you're going Shohei Ohtani under 1.5 batter walks plus 115. So he only had the 1 walk yesterday. He had the 5 the game before. 4 were intentional. Or they were all in extra innings or pretty close to all extra innings. So once again, that's Shohei Ohtani under 1.5 walks plus 115. Derek, break this one down.
It's the same bet we did yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, the very first at bat for the Dodgers all game, and Ohtani takes a walk, and I'm like, oh man, we're screwed. This one's dead. Didn't take another walk the whole rest of the game. They did not do an intentional walk for him. So I'm going to go right back to it. Yesterday, we saw just a crazy price move. After we paid like minus 220 for it, I think it closed like plus 150 or something, like just an insane move. And today, it opens at plus money at a number of books. So the intentional walk is obviously a possibility. A regular walk is obviously a possibility. Yesavage has much worse control than Bieber did yesterday, but at this number or any number close to it, this projects as really, really good value. As good as Ohtani is, as much as he's going to walk, the bat projects this for about an 85% win rate, which is probably a little high. It's probably not accounting enough for the chance of an intentional walk, but that's still just such good value. Yeah, plus 108 at DK is still plenty good. I mean, we paid minus 220 for this yesterday. So you're good at any number on the board right now. And you just hope that they don't intentionally walk him. But an under 1.5 for anybody at plus money is just, it's too good to pass up.
With the DK thing there, check the house rules wherever you're betting this on. Check the house rules for this prop because there was kind of confusion. Does an intentional walk count? Does it not count? Is it void? So that would be something.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's different rules in game. If you bet it in game, the intentional walk doesn't count. But I think pre-game intentional walks do count as walks. I'm not positive, but I think that's the house rules. Definitely check.
That's kind of what I saw too when I was looking at it, and also because I think people are also doing second plate appearance is a walk, and that's the one they're voiding on because I don't think their algorithm can pick up like the game flow of this is very clearly going to be an intentional walk. So I feel like that's why it's void and an in play. That would kind of like make sense from a sportsbook standpoint to try to, get rid of that. So I feel like that was kind of what people were seeing happening. So I went to ESPN Bet. I looked at the house rules. I didn't see anything about the walk market for the intentional walks and what counts and what doesn't. I actually threw $1 on this bet because I didn't want to give it away to the sportsbooks, draw attention. I just threw $1 on it because I wanted it to come up in my screen and then see what it said after that. After I bet on it, it didn't say anything. So I think intentional walks do count in this spot. So just be careful. Make sure you look at the house rules for this one. So that's Shohei Ohtani under 1.5 walks plus 115. Last one, home run prop. You're going to DraftKings. Oh, it's moved a bit on us. Do you still like that price?
Give me 1 sec to check. I think we're probably still okay there, but 1 second. This home run, I mean, it doesn't need for home run props, even if it doesn't look like a big move, it still is. If it moves that much for any other number, any other market, you're like, oh man. Yeah, that's still fine.
All right, so it's Kiki Hernandez. It was plus 820 before he came out here. Now it's plus 780. You're still gonna play at plus 780. You want to break this one down, Derek?
Yeah. Yesavage has he throws from this extreme arm angle, really high platoon split. So ready for Kike actually sets up pretty well for him. In LA, good weather, as we mentioned yesterday. It's a little warmer than you'd normally expect. And we're getting a good number on it. So that's really all it comes down to is the bat projects us to win about 15% of the time. So at 780, we're getting good value.
I think yesterday he had a sac fly that went pretty close to the wall. I feel like he had another fly ball that was that's pretty good contact. And he's also just one of those playoff guys who always seems to show up in a postseason moment. So Game 5, Dodger Stadium, like you're saying, I think the weather day is 87. Yesterday was 89. These are crazy temperatures for a World Series game. So home run market is definitely in play today as well as it was yesterday. So the 3 best today are Blake Snell under 6.5 strikeouts, even money. Shohei Ohtani under 1.5 walks plus 115. And Kiki Hernandez to hit home run plus 780. We have Jingles coming up here for some more bets, but we will say goodbye to Derek at this moment. Thanks for coming on the show. We will see you Friday. There will definitely be a Game 6. Someone will be playing to win the World Series. So we see you on Friday. Thanks, Derek.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Good luck.
All right. Let's bring in Jingles. who's probably getting very excited here. It's
Very
a best
excited.
of 3 to win the World Series. What was your takeaway from Game 4 there?
I'm a bum who streams the game on Streamies just for transparency. And my kid was like watching the MLB app in the other room, and he's like, single. And I'm like 6 pitches behind. I'm like, you need to do this somewhere else right now. You need to go upstairs and watch that. Hey, looks a lot better this morning. Yeah, yesterday sucked. Like you didn't even care what time it was, and then you think about it, you're like, shit. Like I didn't get to bed till like 3:30, 3:45 the night before. But it was nice just to sit and chill and watch a baseball game. That you're like, okay, look at this lineup. Like Springer's out, as you mentioned. Bo can't run, but he's getting the at bats. And then the bottom of the order has been absolutely incredible. Like Jimenez has hit off the end of the bat, 7th pitch bleeder over the shortstop. That was incredible. I just love the bottom of this order. And I know that John Schneider probably won't put Ernie Clement in the leadoff spot. There are questions to the lineup today because you have the lefty and now he changes everything up, but you don't have Springer in the top of the order. So Nathan Lucas, who was leadoff, I don't know if he stays in there to face the lefty. I think you just keep the exact same hitters in there today and don't get cute. There wasn't a lot of being too cute last night, which helped because you don't have a lot of depth right now. And someone like Barger has to be in this lineup from the start to the finish because, like I said yesterday, it's one of the only guys who has that pop. And we're really excited. I don't know. Like I'm looking at the money line, and obviously I'll get to that, but I don't know. Plus 170 seems crazy long for a familiarity factor versus Snell when you're overpricing the starting pitcher who needed 27 pitches in the first frame in the last game. The guys ran it up. I know there's no Springer in this lineup, but this is a team that crushes lefties. And we saw the bullpen for the Dodgers. Blake Treinen is awful. Like, go take a look at your X feed and just like people are vilifying Dave Roberts for putting him in. And then who was the guy who pitched well? So you had Klein who came in, who looked like their best one, but he threw 70 pitches 2 days ago.
Hernandez. Didn't he throw like 102 or something?
No, no. I mean,
like the game before or yesterday.
Monday game. Yeah, Klein closed that game out, but he threw 70 pitches. So I don't even know if he's available. Interesting spot. You saw Chris Bassett put his mouth in his glove and shout at John Schneider, I think, on the step when he took him out for the 9th. Now that's fine, but if you got to give Bassett some innings today, I think, because Trey Savage has been getting by without his ace stuff. 2 starts, and he's just, I mean, it either goes the other way. He's had 2 kind of ugly starts, lots of walks. Can he clean it up, or does that walk damage get to him? And I'm really interested to see that this total in this great weather again is at a flat 8.
Yeah. We're talking about Chris Bassett yesterday. I hope you guys use him as a pretty like high leverage guy going through the rest of these 3 games. He just kind of has that like little Max Scherzer in him where it's like, I don't give a shit about the moment. You can tell he does not care. Here's my pitches, hit it, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, F you, I'm walking off the mound. And like, it just doesn't seem to bother him at all. That's a World Series. You're talking about the money line. I honestly, when I was watching last night, I'm like, I brought up to Eric, I was like, this reminds me so much of the NBA Finals because your brain's just wired that like the Thunder and the Dodgers are by far the better teams, like but that's over a regular season. And those projections and all that are built out over 82 games, over 162 games. When you break it down though into today, 1 game, it feels a lot closer than like what the power rating is been built on for these teams the whole year, if that makes sense, right? That's where I know I took the Dodgers money line, minus 185. I think you had like plus 165 on the money line. I won. I thought your bet was, when I was like, after the game played out, your bet was the better bet. I won, but that doesn't mean anything.
I had a plus 165 dog in an overtime game, basically.
Exactly. Right? So 100%, like, and I feel like that's a big part about sports betting is like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I had the better bet. My bet won. No, I thought minus 185 was a trash price. Once it was in extra innings, I'm like,
for sure. Like when I'm betting hockey,
right?
The same thing. Like if I'm getting the dog at plus 125 and that game goes to overtime, I'm like, good bet. Now variance take over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't control what happens here, but I can control having plus 125 in a 50-50 probability event, right?
Right. And so now today they're minus like 200, minus 210. We'll do your money line bet first, but they're like minus 210, minus 200. And you're looking at that. I'm like, I like the Blue Jays price point. The only thing that concerns me about today and why I didn't bet it was I feel like they're set up for like Blake Snell to Sasaki just because he didn't pitch yesterday. And then like, that's kind of like their best outcome of any game possible, right? That's
I
what
don't
kind of
think
concerns me.
he'll get more than 18 outs. I don't know. Do you think Suzuki's going to go 3 innings?
That's what I was wondering if you do 2 or 3 innings from, because then you have the day off tomorrow too. So that's what was kind of concerning me. But break down your money line price. I agree with you. I think this is by far the better price of like what's being shown here on the market.
I blew all my talking points in the previous part, but like Jay's money line plus 170. You saw Derek talk about the familiarity factor with Snell. Like I said, this is a team that beats up left-handed pitching, close to 30 pitches in that first frame. And it's just, you just saw the amount of times they zoomed in on Snell. And I'm not sitting here as an Adonis, let's be honest with you. But when you show me a picture of Snell and those sunken eyes and I don't know, 1999 high school goatee, he just looked like he was getting absolutely worn down in that game. And he's a pitcher who I mentioned in game one that doesn't really go that deep. Like he was handled with baby gloves at Tampa Bay. I mean, he's got the Cy Young, but like he's not your workhorse. He's a guy who wears down, and this is a team in the Toronto Blue Jays, even without Springer, who wears you down pitch by pitch, at bat, even if it's like, okay, like the Jays, when the Jays get to face Andy Pages, you're like, thank goodness we get to face Andy Pages. When anybody in this order gets to face someone down at the end, let's say Jimenez, you're like, shit, this could be like a 6-7 pitch at bat. And as a 9-hitter, that's a win. That's a quality at bat. I don't care how it finishes. I don't care what you do. You're getting 7 pitches out of the 9 hole. That's quality. Jays plus 170 is the right side here on price alone. And I think back to the Savage thing, we've escaped. Like we haven't seen game one or whatever game that was, the 100 strikeouts in 6 innings, you Savage. We haven't seen that. The splitter hasn't been there. Sooner or later, it has to get back there. You think maybe 2 starts where it's not there, his splitter's been up, that it comes back. But we've seen his B game, and his B game is enough to get 12 outs and get to the bullpen and then get creative and just see what happens in the later innings. Our starting pitching has done very well in terms of not having their best stuff and winning games. So maybe we finally get a fucking game where we get a good starting pitching outcome and not have to sweat it.
I was talking about, so the chat saying, Bobby saying Sasaki definitely for 2. I feel like their dream scenario is Snell for 7, Sasaki for 2. I don't think Snell is someone, he's not really like someone who goes that deep typically. So I feel like they're probably gonna have to piece together a little more to that. Obviously, that's their dream scenario. We're talking about how it sets up nicely for the Dodgers. It also sets up nicely for the Blue Jays because Dominguez and Hoffman did not pitch yesterday either. So it's not like they ran out their guys. So while you're talking like if you get you a Savage through 5, like what's the max you're looking at? 5, 6? Right. And then you can go Dominguez for 1 and then Hoffman for 2. That's kind of like I guess your dream scenario as a Blue Jays fan, I would guess. Maybe Bassett. I don't know if you want to go Bassett for a 3rd straight day though, but
yeah, it's a good point. But like your Savage is out market sitting at 12.5. So he goes 12.5. So he goes his 4 innings, and then you probably bring in so it's probably like a Mason Fluharty spot where he's facing a lefty, comes in to face
Muncy.
Probably Shohei and Freddie, right? Yeah. Like that's the run that's your lefty matchup you want more than if he's only seeing 3 or 4 guys, hopefully not 4 guys. So that's the spot. That's what we've seen from Schneider. He hasn't piggybacked those middle extra inning reliever guys. He's gone leverage early, and then he'll throw those guys maybe middle of the pack before he goes to Hoffman, who was up and down. But interesting to see if Bassett does go. Like I said, I think he was at 20 yesterday. So, but that's 3 days in a row. Interesting spot. But he looked solid.
Yeah. I'll get into my pick here. It is a home run bet. This is my only bet today. I'm going to Teoscar Hernandez to hit a home run. We work with a lot of Blue Jays fans here at Covers. They're all begging me to bet on a guy to hit a home run on the Blue Jays. It's a former Blue Jay. I don't know if that counts, but I'm going Hernandez plus 480 here. Like we're highlighting with Derek, the Dodger Stadium, the weather is just insane. It's like 87, sunny. The wind, it did look like it was like a crosswind wind today. It's usually like very consistently blowing out to right field about like 5-6 miles per hour. So I don't know if that will slightly change. Not too worried about it. 87 degrees sunny in a October game is really good. The things that stood out for me for Hernandez is one, the price always plus 480. I thought it should be closer to plus 400. But you look at like yesterday, he had the single, he had the walk. You go back to the 18-inning game, he had the homer. He had 4 hits. He had 4 hits and 8 at bats. I mean, he's swinging the bat pretty well. You're looking at Savage. The matchup with Savage is okay. What stood out to me with Hernandez was that he's now faced Dominguez multiple times. He's faced Varland multiple times. And he's faced Hoffman multiple times in his career. And Hoffman, he has 2 homers against. I think it was Varland. He was like 2 for 6 with a double. So he has some success against these relievers. So once it moves to the bullpen, I feel like there was also edges maybe there for Teoscar Hernandez. So yeah, he's a roller coaster, but he also swings for the fences. He's one of those guys who's going to go for a home run. So I feel like that plus 495 at DraftKings. If you can grab that DraftKings, that's the best price for sure. I grabbed plus 480 at FanDuel. So I can go Teoscar Hernandez to hit a home run plus 480. You have a unique parlay. When you initially put this into the chat, I thought you just had some typos here. I didn't realize what was actually happening with this bet. I was like, this price is way off. I think he meant to put plus 175, but it's because it's a parlay and it's reverse correlated. You're going Bo Bichette under 1.5 total bases, parlayed with him to get an RBI. Break this one down. I think this is a fun one.
Yeah, trying to be the smartest guy in the room yet again. But it was yesterday. We hit the under 1.5 total bases. There was some juice, so I doubt like a lot of people are out there being like, yeah, I'm going to tail that minus 140. But it hit. And he roped the ball to the gap. And guess what? Old Uncle Bo couldn't get to second base. The guy can't run. Like that is not priced in right now. His bat's okay. He's still kind of late. He kind of got early in on that that rip to the left center gap. But this hit yesterday too. He can cash guys in if he's hitting in the 3-hole. He can cash guys in without getting to second base. Sack fly. This is like this sack fly. This could win on the sack fly. So there you go. Under 1.5 total bases, under runs. Okay, yeah, that's probably the smarter one, right? That's the Bichette under 1.5 total bases, under runs, even money is probably the Bo Bichette can't run betting edge. I went for something a little bigger, plus 775. But like the bottom of the order could be there for him. The top of the order, he's probably hitting in the 3-hole. Depending on, hopefully Ernie hits in the leadoff. That would be absolutely awesome, but it's probably not going to happen. And then Vlad will be in front of him, right? We saw Vlad go first to home. Yeah. Bo ripped that gap, but Bo's not taking second base. It's a very unique betting angle, and one you're just like, okay, this is the thing that exists. And if you get to the market early enough, it's probably not priced in. So how, if I push this button, push that button, what is the best way to find our edge and apply it to the market? And right now, Bo Bichette, I think, can hit the ball, but he can't run. So him getting the second, 2 singles, sure, I'll take the loss if he goes 2 for 4. But right now, 1 for, it's such a unique shot. He has to go yard to get an extra base.
Yeah. You also have multiple pass, right? Like he could cash someone in with a single, or he could cash someone in with a double and doesn't even run to second. But
bases loaded walk.
You could just sack fly and then he walks and he gets pinch run for. So we know John Schneider likes to pinch run for all his guys. So that should be open the door pretty fast there. Obviously, you're looking to get him out of the game if he's on the base pass as like a lead runner. So like that helps too. So yeah, it was an interesting one. I initially read it when you put in the chat. I was like, I read it as, because he usually hits, runs, RBIs, and I was like, what does he have total bases? I'm like, under 1.5 total bases and RBI. I'm like, what's going on here? But it's a parlay. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Plus 775, huge price point. Your next bet. If you don't like this guy, I don't think you like baseball. I think every baseball fan appreciates the way this guy plays baseball. You're going Ernie Clement over. Break this one down.
He's so good. He's so good. And this, as a Leafs fan, this is what pisses me off the most. Let's go Ernie over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs plus 146. He might hit in the leadoff spot. If not, he's crushing this in the 7-hole anyway. Ernie just steps up and plays his game. One of the best defensive third basemen in baseball. The guy doesn't get out. This is the guy's, hitting like 400. He's a slow pitch player in the World Series right now, and he's absolutely killing this prop. Back to the Leafs thing. Like, this is a guy who wants to be in the moment. This is a guy who they're going to build statues for, who will be an absolute legend in the city, a name that not a lot of people will know, but he'll go on that idea of the Kelly Grubers of the world, that this was my favorite player during this run. And that's the thing that the Leafs players just don't seem to know about performing and what this city can do to you if you do things well. It's not about pressure. It's just about being a professional and not complaining and doing your job and bringing the lunch pail to work every day and doing whatever you can to pass the baton to the next guy in the order, which is the MO for this Jays team. This is the guy who embodies the total spirit of what the Jays are this year, the comeback team. We're down and out. We've lost this guy. Springer's out. We've had Springer out for a long time. We have Bichette out. Doesn't matter. We're still going to find ways to win. This is the best team in sports right now, up and down, especially when you look at, Vlad makes a ton of money, but like, this team is just the scrappiest team that exists in baseball. And if you don't like Ernie, and I still think Ernie isn't priced properly of where he is because the sample size they're looking at is small. I get that. But right now he's swinging in like a stick that nobody else is. Like I said, small chance he hits the leadoff. He's 6 for 19 in the series with a hit in each game. He's over this prop of 2-4. He went 5 for 7 on this total versus Seattle. He's hitting 393 in the postseason with a 947 OPS. 19 runs plus RBIs in 15 games is crazy. 2 for 3 versus Snell in game 1, including that go-ahead RBI in the 6th that turned the game 3-2 that started the entire Jays 9-run inning. So gotta love Ernie. And you don't get to bet on guys you love because usually you got to pay a premium for it. Love Vlad, but yeah, you're paying maybe 20 cents on his hits, runs, RBIs 2+. Ernie, his total's at 0.5. Go find the milestone, add it up.
I think you said something important there, and I think it would honestly increase your edge by quite a bit, and it definitely would not be priced in. Would be he's typically about 7th right now. Is that a spot 7?
Yeah, like they're pretty quick at moving it. Like Barger's prices moved quickly yesterday because he went to the 4-hole. We talked about that. But like, you can try to get ahead of it, but as soon as that lineup goes, they're very quick at moving the numbers.
Well, I would say it's one of those spots where you like it now, but like, it has a chance to look even way better later when 100%. The lineup drops, right? So like, I wouldn't wait till the lineup drops. I feel like you probably won't beat the sportsbook to that, but like, it feels very realistic that he goes up with Nathan Lucas being a lefty and Blake Snell dominates lefties, and the way Ernie Clement is batting, it feels pretty likely in my mind that he would bat leadoff. I feel like that would be the move. I mean, he just likes him where he is. I know it's frustrating. Trying to keep it like the momentum at the bottom of the order together. I guess you can see it that way, but it does feel like it's just one of those, like, you're looking at it and you're like, okay, if you really like the plus 146, that's being priced like he's batting 7th because he always bats 7th. This probably catches an even bigger edge later today, or at least has a chance to. So like, that kind of gives it a boost. I would think he did pinch hit. He pinch hit for Lucas yesterday against the lefty, put in Ty France, right? So there obviously is in his head a little bit that like, maybe you don't want Lucas up there against the lefty. So at least you kind of know that maybe he's thinking about it, because when Varsho came up, they were like, no chance. He stays in the game. He's the best defensive center fielder. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter. There's guys on first and second. I don't know if it's one out or nobody out, and they didn't even think about pinch hitting for him. So he did pinch hit Lucas. I was kind of surprised. Were you surprised he pinch hit for Lucas there? I mean, I know he's a lefty, but I was looking at. I didn't want to see Ty France up there at all. No. Okay, and then he scored, but like, that was a very low expectancy play because he end capped it off the bat and hit it just so much that he couldn't get doubled up, because if Ty France gets doubled up there, that's a tough spot. And he almost did. The direction the ball went looked like a double play, but it wasn't hit hard enough. So he squeezed one in there. So interesting to see that out of nowhere, the Ty France is getting some at bat. So I'm a little scared that I'll see him today, but I haven't seen much out of that swing that gets me going. But you'll probably see Ty France hit, Miles Straw subbed in after that at bat. I assume that's kind of where Schneider is if he's playing the game. If you can find a ground into double play market, like Bo Bichette that's it. Like, that's your guy, because the guys in front of him will be on base and he can't run. All right, last question for you here. It's a best of 3. I know you're a Jays fan. Where do you stand on this series? How do you think it kind of plays out? You don't necessarily take the betting numbers into it or anything, like just pure baseball fan side. What are you thinking how this plays out?
Let's see. Bobby Newport. Someone's asking about the Yurfie before we get to it is Bobby Newport. Yes, do like the Yurfie. I do. We got to Snell. We saw a lot of Snell pitches early, and Trey Savage he sometimes takes a little while to find the zone if that splitter isn't there. And it's interesting. I know the lefty righty stuff is interesting, but you saw Tommy Edman go to the right side as a switch hitter to face Savage's splitter, because his splitter plays better to righties than it does lefties because it goes away. He's got arm side movement on it. So interesting to see. I think he's got arms. I think that's the way it breaks. But yeah, interesting to see that the righty would rather the righty matchup versus the lefty. So the splits are kind of thrown out the window in terms of what that is. How this series goes, I don't know. It's just as long as it stays competitive. If you think the Jays are like a 39-40% winner in these games and they're competitive, like that's just the way they've been this entire series. The series is being priced like it's over 162 game sample, like you said, the Tiger Wood reference. That's where we are with the Jays. Like they just need to stay and be competitive. And this is a team for the entirety of the year who has done that exact thing, found ways to win. Most comebacks in the MLB this year, right? They've had 4 home runs already in the postseason that have changed the score in the middle innings. That's a postseason record. They just know how to do it. And when you're on the other side, not doing that or giving that up, it's kind of demoralizing, right? And you're like, okay, Ohtani saved me. But if Schneider keeps walking him, if it takes a bat out of his hand, then you're in trouble. And you still have Andy Pages in the 9-hole who's hitting, I think he's like 1 for 136 in the postseason.
Why is he still in the lineup?
Great center fielder. I don't know.
Is he that? I haven't looked at his defensive metrics. Is he actually that good of a defensive center fielder where you can like?
I think he's okay, right?
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, every time I watch this, they're like, this guy hasn't squared up a ball in like 20 games. And I'm like, why is he in here? Like, what? Like, they have other guys on the bench. Like, it can't possibly be worse. I'm sure everyone watching him, like from the dugout, is like, why is he still in the lineup? I'm surprised he's still out there. Type thing. That was just my personal.
I think it's going to be tough to beat the Jays in 2 of 3. I think it's more difficult to beat the Jays in 2 of 3 with 2 games at home.
2 games.
Dodger Stadium sucks. Dodger Stadium is a shitty ballpark. Yes, it's got history, but like it's the afternoon, the sun's kind of there. It doesn't have like primetime feels and like the people behind the plate. Like I think there was a funny quote that nobody said that was fake quote that says Dodgers fans like watching themselves watch the game. And that's it's not anywhere near what Toronto is in terms of the intensity in the crowd, right? Like it's just a couple of these. You're like, maybe they'll stand up. It sucks. It's not a baseball crowd.
It's funny because
it's the loudest in the league. Toronto is not Dodger Stadium.
It's funny that you bring this up because it feels like it's kind of the Leafs version of baseball, like the Toronto Maple Leafs, where it's like it's not a loud stadium. It's more like clapping. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's flipped. Versus...
they pump in so much fake noise in between every at bat. Everybody, clap your hands. Chat. So annoying.
I'm personally gonna go with what Andrew said here in the chat. I think it's Jays in 7, and I feel like Blue Jays fans don't want to really wrap their like kind of panicking. Like obviously you want to win, you want to celebrate, and as a fan, it's probably harder to admit that that's where it's heading. I feel like that's where it's heading because you're going home for 2, and this is what I was thinking about last night. Jingles, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the dream scenario for the Blue Jays, Game 7, tied 3-3. You get through, you win one of the Snell, Yamamoto. So those are their 2 ace guys. Now Dave Roberts goes into a game where he actually has to use a bullpen in Game 7, and it's Glass now in Toronto. Being in Toronto is huge because it's going to be chaotic. It's Scherzer for 3. It's Bieber for 2. It's Bassett for 2. It's Hoffman for 2.
Jesus, you got that planned out, eh?
I was thinking about that last night. I was like, Jays win the World Series. That's what it is. I feel like that's the path because I feel like those are the pitchers that the Jays can roll with and figure it out. And I don't know if the Dodgers have that many guys.
The real question no one's asking, John, is what do us parents do? What do us parents do? Game 6 on Halloween. Do we just cancel Halloween for our children?
No.
Like
the game's at 8. The game's at 8, right?
Yeah, kids trick or treat 8 o'clock, man.
Well, you're trick or treat. No. Every every house in Toronto has to
Should be
understand.
done trick-or-treating by 8 o'clock.
Absolutely. Trick-or-treating should start about like 4 or 5. Doesn't matter if it's dark, if the Jays play at 8. That should be like the mayor of Toronto should put that out there. That should be a very clear, it's whenever you're done work, you go pick up pizza, feed the kids, get them on the streets as fast as possible, and they have till about 7:30.
Lights off. Lights off at 7:59.
Lights off, Jays game start. I mean, that's the easiest. Yeah, Karen folks saying curfew. I feel like that's the easiest thing in the world there. Toronto, someone on city council in Toronto should be putting out something that Halloween starts a little bit earlier this year. Someone should be taking care of that for you guys. So
yeah. But no, that's it. And then to get game 6 and game 7 on a Friday and Saturday in the city. Ooh boy. Debbie, we're gonna have to ask Debbie to get out somehow. Like I'd go down to the game just to be in the city on probably can't do Halloween. I'd definitely go down for Saturday for game 7.
Oh, you'd have to be in the city for game 7. I have to be in the city. That'd be a crazy party. If you're looking, we were talking about kicking this around with Debbie. If you were here for that story, talking about like the marriage points, like you have to your deposit withdrawal. A World Series run is very expensive. You want to get.
I took out a withdrawal. I took a withdrawal this morning. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
If you want to gain some points because it is Halloween, it is a Saturday, November 1st, Saturday. Text your wives today and be like, we should decorate the house for Christmas Saturday afternoon, not at night. Be like, get coffees. We should decorate the house, make it look nice. They will.
What are you talking about?
That's how you set it up. That's how you get points. You're gonna get.
Why am I decorating the house on Saturday?
Because it's November 1st. They love to decorate when it flips to November for Christmas. You're gonna have to do it.
Decorate after Halloween. Oh, I thought you meant decorate for Halloween. I'm like, John,
no. Decorate for Christmas on November 1st. They love to do that. I don't know why, but you're gonna be stuck decorating at some.
Don't know why.
You're gonna be stuck at some point, anyways. So you may as well set it up for yourself to do it November 1st morning, afternoon, because then I'm going into the city at night on Sunday to watch the Jays win the World Series. That's how you set that up. So
Prez is smart. I got to set her up. She caught on to that last time. She's like, you set me up. I'm like, yeah, maybe I did.
All right.
Women really be decorating. Women be shopping. Oh, yeah. Nutty Professor reference, I think.
You may as well do November 1st because you're going to be stuck doing it at some point anyway. So you may as well.
Okay, I got to go. I have a hockey show.
I know you do. I was going to end it. We'll leave it at that. We'll be back Friday, Game 6, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy Game 5 of the World Series. See you guys then.